Hello to all teachers who participated in the training. For this teaching video clip, we are still in Module 1 regarding changes in the social world context and the concept of the sufficiency economy philosophy. We are still in Subject 1.2 regarding changes in innovation and technology that affect educational provision. For today's teaching media, we will talk about using the TPCK model, and the important component is the content knowledge component, or the content knowledge, which is the letter CK. If the teachers who participated in the training remember, in the previous video clip, we talked in detail of the TPCK model and how we can apply the TPCK model in teaching and learning. And what elements are there for the clip video set? Here, we will delve into the details of each component of the TPCK model, which we will discuss in the first component, which is about CK itself. Today's speaker is still with me, Assistant Professor Dr. Nathapanthanakawongsikal from Chandrakarsam Rajabat University. As for the issue that we will be discussing, Issue 1 is the matter of integrating the TPCK model. As for Component 1, which is content knowledge or CK itself, after that we will summarize the important points and how we can apply them. For Issue 1, the matter of integrating the TPCK model. Only Component 1 is about content knowledge or CK. What are the characteristics? But first, please allow me to briefly review the content that follows from the last clip video. In the matter of TPCK model, which is a technology knowledge model combining teaching methods and content. If everyone remembers the TPCK model, it has three components. The first part that we will talk about today is content knowledge, also known as CK. It is the part where we will manage content related to that course or learning unit. Now, how can we use those contents in our teaching? Of course, there must be a reliance on the second component involved, namely in the matter of pedagogical knowledge, which is PK, which is knowledge in the field of teaching science. When integrated or language or linked together, will be the part that forms PCK, which is the matter of teaching science combined with course content. Of course, each time we will go to organize teaching. In addition to the fact that we must prepare complete and correct content to suit the teaching and learning at that time. Choosing the teaching science that is combined or the language is also important in this part. We will talk about it again in the next video clip. When technology or innovation is developed and changed according to the global social context, there has been an increase in intelligence. We are able to apply it in the education sector, so it is the third component that is involved in the TPCK model. This third component we will call technology knowledge, or also known as TK. When finished bringing it in like this, the part that will be merged or joined together is connected to two parts, the CK and the PK. Let's take a look at the first part on the left. When combined or combined with content, it becomes TCK. In Thai, we use the word technology combined with course content. This means that we can use technology to help manage content to make teaching media or teaching kits or various knowledge sheets in organizing teaching and learning for our students. We'll talk about TK in the next video clip as well. For the integration in Part 2, it will be a combination of pedagogical and technology, which will create TPK, which is technology combined with teaching science. This one will bring in various technologies as supporting tools in teaching and learning along with various teaching sciences, making it interesting, attract the attention and create satisfaction among students, as well as improve academic achievement by using various tools as supporting tools. These three parts, when combined together, will become the TPCK model there. If we talk about CK, which is content knowledge, what are the details? Let's take a look in this slide, which is about content knowledge. Content knowledge or CK is knowledge and understanding of content related to the course that is specified in the course description. This means that when we are teaching and learning, when we are assigned to teach in a particular subject, what is the first thing teachers must understand is to see what the course description is. What are the student indicators? How does it match the learning standards? After that, we will use those various components to plan the next teaching and learning arrangement. Now he said that the matter of content knowledge or CK is classified as a body of knowledge, meaning it is basic knowledge that should be with the learner. If the trainee teachers remember from the last video clip, the word competency is like a triangle that is a pyramid, right? The bottom part is KT, which is knowledge, which means that if our learners will develop other competencies or be able to integrate knowledge with other sciences, they will definitely have a body of knowledge that is sufficient and will understand the content of each subject so that it can be applied or integrated with other sciences. As for CK, besides being the body of knowledge, it is also a matter of knowledge and understanding of the content. Of course, we probably won't teach students to memorize, but we may be the ones who provide advice or support to make the learners understand the content so that it can be applied. Now, suppose that there is a course description related to that course. We are able to use those various descriptions to define the scope of content that we will teach and teach. If done well, those contents will be integrated with other subjects. Students will understand more that after studying this subject, this content, why study it? For what purpose? Therefore, the teacher will give guidance or guideline to our students that what they learn in this subject can be applied like this in real life, in the real working world, can work like this or can be used about storytelling, known as storytelling, to be interspersed with the content that we will be teaching as well. At the end of this slide, there will be a brief example of storytelling to give teachers an idea of how we can use storytelling in our courses and then go. How can it be integrated and linked to various subject content? Now let's try to understand the subject of course description so that how can we determine our CK in one semester? Let me give an example in the course Introduction to Business Programming. Course descriptions are as follows, which are many. The teacher noticed that in one course, if we were to teach in one semester, there were course descriptions given like this from beginning to end. We were able to take these course descriptions and break them down into smaller units of learning. If you listen to the last video clip about Education 1.0 to 4.0, you will find that if we adjust our role to be that of an instructor, that means we can have freedom in designing. Able to organize teaching and learning, which covers the course description. It is considered that we are capable of organizing teaching and learning in the form of an instructor. If you look at the course description on the screen that appears here, ask how we can break it down into smaller units of the learning unit. One thing, teachers need to have an understanding of the subject first and then understand whether each subject can be grouped together or should it be separate content. 1 unit of study each week. Unit 1 may be about knowledge about the business program. This will be the first unit that the teacher will focus on. Explain in general how studying this subject can be applied in the business sector related to basic programming. Once our students have an understanding of this, they will bring it to the second learning unit. In the matter of principles of program analysis and design for business work, there will be various models related to system analysis and design, making students understand the various operating steps of those models. Once the students have finished understanding, they begin to come to the subject of algorithms, which is the design of algorithms and the matter of writing flowcharts. Here, students will practice their thinking skills and writing various flowcharts. Once you understand the various principles in terms of the process and steps, it brings you to the matter of basic computer programming. Well, children may also be able to practice writing in the form of code. Simulation or casual code, that is a simple pseudocode to understand algorithms. Nowadays, in the course of computational science, there is an emphasis on systematic thinking about algorithms and basic programming as well. When we start practicing writing pseudocode or various simulation codes, we will begin to go deeper into what the various command codes are. What are the related commands in that programming language? If the course description like this says that programming is written in a particular language, this means that it is open that teachers can pick up programming languages that are popular at that time or that are suitable for students at that level and teach them. But all this from the matter of basic computer programming onwards. If we pick up any programming language, they will have a relationship with each other as well. After knowing the command format, let's take a look. What are the types of data that are variables in that programming language? How are they defined and how can they be used further? Including the matter of functions or commands to receive values and display results. Each programming language has a different format with conditional decision instructions involved. If anyone is a teacher in the computer field, they will find that if they come across the word conditional check command, most of them will think of the if command. But each programming language has a different format or pattern for writing if statements. Finally, when children are able to write programs with conditions that start to become more complicated and lead to the matter of writing commands in a loop or repeating loop that is a loop structure, it will be very complicated. Really, if I look at the description of this course, we can break the learning units down like this. Asked what the rest is. Whether it is about structural variables and data files. Business program problem-solving skills including studying business program examples and trying out business programming description. If the teacher considers it possible to insert it into each learning unit. Teachers do not need to separate learning units into separate units. But it can be taken as a case study as an example in that learning unit. For example, in the last part, it says that you try writing business programs on a computer by yourself. This is where the teacher can insert. Starting from basic computer programming, various command formats, including commands for conditional checking and working in loops. This can be used for testing or inserted into the learning unit. Then the teacher created a tool to assess the programming skills of our students and assessed each part related to that learning unit. You see that the course description can be broken down into learning units and then we can go. Determine course content that is CK to be used in our teaching and learning. For the rest, teachers may have to consider whether they should separate learning units or whether they can be inserted into each learning unit as well. It might be said that it's a little trick. Teachers are able to add learning units other than the course description. In the case that some subjects have course descriptions that are too short or the teacher considers that they should fill the students with additional knowledge, this can be done. Now that the teacher has considered the course description and divided the learning units for the students, it has led to planning our teaching and learning for each week. What we will bring CK, which is content knowledge, to integrate with the TPCK model is that the instructor will be responsible for bringing the content of those courses. Let's convert it into the form of various teaching media to give students a better understanding of the content. Then, once the students have learned the content that the teacher has prepared in the form of various media, we go and see if the students understand the content of that course. The example we give to the students, do they understand? Is it too difficult or too far from the students' real lives? We look at the feedback there and then adjust the format for presenting our content in the next semester. What teachers will receive additionally is in the matter of ICT competency. In this slide, please allow me to give an example of IPST that has written a framework for ICT competency. In the matter of preparing content for the course, teachers will gain approximately 3 skills or competencies from the framework. This slide is about ICA 1, which is about access to information. Assessment, where we access information, including data and information management. Of course, when we prepare to teach or prepare course content for teaching, we also need to search for information and analyze and synthesize the various information available. There will be many distributions in that content. We will come to evaluate and manage the content to be as effective as possible. Once the teacher has finished organizing the content and turning it into teaching media in various formats, it will lead to the second competency, ICA 2, which is in the matter of sharing information and communication. How will teachers share information? Communication. The content will be found in ICA 2. The final ICA related to CK content management is ICA 3. Teachers will have skills in modifying and producing information and digital content. Now, what are the characteristics of each ICA? Let's take a look. If it is ICA 1, they say that accessing, evaluating, and managing data and information is a matter of assessing, evaluation, and managing information and data. Teachers will have or develop the ability to access data and information in such a way that we have searched for information from various sources that is reliable enough to be used as content in our teaching so that our students can refer to the course content that we have prepared, including evaluating data and information. In this section, teachers will gain skills in searching and comparing information from various sources to see which sources are reliable and to what extent. Is it good to give an example or should I add something more? Including the matter of competencies that are data and information management, when we search and compare and get good information, how do we manage that information in an orderly manner? Including storing data in various content. As for ICA 2, which is about sharing information and communication, that is sharing information and communication, IPST has said that it is a person's ability to change. Various communication methods to suit the recipient or listener. Simply put, we adjust the way we present our content to suit the context or nature of the learner to understand as much as possible. By bringing in ICT as a platform or supporting tool for sharing information and various communications, it may be in the form of pictures or video clips that we are studying today as well. Next in ICA 3, it is about the modification and production of information and digital content. IPST said that it is the ability of a person to use ICT or information obtained from ICT that is digital content. It already exists or is something that we have created and produced according to the scope that we have set in the keyword. Here we will go back to the first episode where we looked at matching the course description and then defined the scope or our learning unit. We will produce content accordingly, which may be in the form of graphics or multimedia that consists of both images and sound, including various animations. Next is an example. That if we were to apply the TCAC model of CK in teaching and learning, how could we write it as a plan or framework for planning operations? For this, please allow me to give an example of MS Research, SW, where he conducted research on the development of training packages based on the TPACK model concept to promote competency in innovation and information technology in education. For student teachers, they have designed an activity with 3 steps to this activity. Step 1. Importing into the activity here. If it's not related to the TPACK model, you don't need to include it, but it's a motivation that will make activity participants see the importance and benefits. How to participate in that activity? Introducing it into activities or motivation can be done in many ways. It is believed that teachers have probably tried it before, as in this research they said that there is exchanging knowledge on the experiences that the participants have had in answering various questions using information tools involved. The media used will be computers and PowerPoint media. When in the process of carrying out activities that are CK, will you notice that CK will be determined? The content is as I described earlier. For example, the lecturer provided knowledge on searching for information from various sources on the website. Once the search was complete, the lecturer also had the participants learn more from the training manual in order to gain the ability to use the information correctly and appropriately. Can you see that we can use it to design the CK in our learning plans work in this way as well? The media or tools are still computers and training manuals. As for the activity summary step, if it is not related to yourself, TPACK model, we can ride right now. There are many methods for summarizing activities, but in this research, he uses a method for having participants discuss and exchange information that arises from learning in the activities in step 2. After that, the lecturer summarizes the main points with the participants. This will be an example of using the CK in the TPACK model in the training plan. Teachers can apply it in their plans. Our teaching management. If talking about using storytelling, it can be used in conjunction with content management in CK. For this example, the teacher can show the children that between UHT coconut milk and fresh coconut milk, the teacher may question what are the 2 types of coconut milk. How is this different? If you want to use it in cooking, what type of coconut milk do you think will break it down faster? His child will think, and when the children finished answering, the teacher gave the content in an integrated way along with the science subject, saying that UHT coconut milk went through a process like this to create this characteristic. But natural coconut milk is coconut milk that hasn't been processed at all. What difference will there be when it's used for cooking? Here, storytelling methods can be used combined with integration with various subjects. The teacher might ask the child, between the left picture and the right picture, what is the picture of a fighting fish? The teacher tried to answer what is a picture of a fighting fish. Of course, the children might be confused because the appearance of the fish is similar. The teacher answered that the picture on the right is a picture of a fighting fish and the picture on the left. The students thought it was a picture of an eel, and finally we revealed that it was a picture of fish. Therefore, ancient people had some intelligence, that is, taking a species or type of fish and using it to make a kind of snack that we call pla krim kai turtle. Therefore, we were able to tell stories in storytelling and integration with various subjects as well. Have students ever noticed why the fish's body is brown? The teacher went back and said that the natural appearance of the flounder is brown. Ancient people noticed this and used it to make snacks that we make. It has been eaten until today. Between these two pictures, the teacher may ask, which picture is called the Pla Grimpkai turtle? The answer will be the right picture, because the turtle egg will be a round, white powder that looks just like natural turtle eggs. But if the sand picture is of an albino flounder and a brown flounder, it can be used in storytelling. All of this is the content of content knowledge, that is CK. How can teachers integrate it? They said that CK in the TPCK model is an important component in learning management. Educational personnel or teachers themselves can apply the principles and concepts in content management in order to achieve accuracy and appropriateness, along with using skills in searching for information, which skills are number 1. Teachers will develop skills in determining information needs that are relevant and relevant. The second point is to develop skills in searching for information and identifying sources of reliable information. As for skill number 3, teachers will gain skills in information evaluation. All of this will be the content of the lesson in this set of clip video. Teachers can use these reference sources to study more details. All of this we talk about CK, which is content knowledge in the TPCK model. Teachers can study more details according to the reference documents that appear on the slide screen 1.2, which is the topic of integrating the TPCK model in component 1, which is about content knowledge, that is CK. That's all. As for the content in the next clip, what will it be? Let's watch it again for the video. This time, already finished. Goodbye.